please rise for the pledge. All right.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Councilwoman Shaw, will you please lead us in prayer?
Heavenly Father, you've entrusted us to be the stewards of our community. Please guide our hearts and minds as we make decisions that will affect our residents. We ask that you bless our community with peace and prosperity. May we always be mindful of the needs of each resident, each of our residents, and our entire community. Please protect our police department, fire department, and our employees as they perform their duties. We also ask you bless all the members of our military, past and present. We thank you for giving them the courage to serve. We pray that you will protect them and return them safely home. Thank you for the many blessings that you have given us and keep us ever mindful of them. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Okay, everybody's here tonight? Good. Start off with the minutes.
Second.
Bennett? Yes. Thayer?
Yes.
Hartman?
Abstain.
McKinney?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
And Schott?
Yes.
The bills.
Motion for the bill. Second.
Bennett? Yes. Thayer?
Yes.
Hartman?
Yes.
McKinney?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
And Schott?
Yes.
Hourly workers' time report. See the one in there. Fireman's time.
Motion. Second. Third.
Bennett? Yes. Thayer?
Yes.
Hartman?
Yes.
McKinney?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
And Schott?
Yes.
Okay, Deb, it's all yours.
I prepared a letter dated 8/9 to First Lutheran Church regarding the council's vote not to vacate the alley. They asked me to put it in writing, so I did put it in writing, listing information from the meeting, how you voted, and sent that out to the church, or maybe they picked it up. I apologize for not calling you, somehow I just didn't do it. The auditor could not come at 6 o'clock this evening. He'd already had another engagement. He said he could come on Tuesday, September 4th, the day after the holiday. We'd have the meeting. And then I did take last Friday off. I went to the ethics class in Canton and completed that for my schooling. We have the second reading of legislation, the second reading of ordinance number 1806, an ordinance accepting and approving the 2019 budget for the Village of Beach City, Ohio. Do your second reading. We have ordinance number 1805, an ordinance to increase the 2018 appropriations for current expenses and other expenditures of the funds of the Village of Beach City, Ohio, raising fire, $25,889, and the G5 account, which is the sewer reserve, $74,575.89, would be your third reading.
Motion to pass. Second.
Bennett? Yes. Thayer?
Yes.
Hartman?
Yes.
McKinney?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
And Schott?
Yes.
I copied a resolution that was prepared by our solicitor. It's a resolution 18-11, be your first reading. A resolution authorizing a right-of-way occupancy permit in designated historic districts in undergrounding areas. This is regarding the small cell wireless that you wanted him to prepare. You have 2 pages of that, and there's a 50-page document that I sort of printed off on junk paper right now, just to look at it. There's inserts in there, we have to go in and change it, that hasn't been done yet. So this will be your first reading. That's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Deb. We don't have any visitors here tonight. Chief Geik, do you have anything this evening?
A couple things. First, our body cameras are getting old. They're about 3 years old now. I thought we could make it through till next year. I don't think we're gonna be able to. Debbie, do you know if we are okay to order at least one of those at $300? Okay, so I'd like to at least order one of them. I'm gonna try to order 2 and get Wilmot to buy the second one. Put their sticker on it, and that way Beach City doesn't have to buy 2 of them, we'll split the cost of Wilmot.
In other words, you're gonna pass this around from each officer that's on duty then, to put the camera on.
Well, if we have enough for one, if we can buy 2, I can ask Wilmot if they would reimburse us for the one, but I don't know how much extra work that's gonna get for Debbie, but we at least need to get one for now. So they've been shutting off halfway through our calls.
Would you say you were 300?
They're 300, and I need it plus the 315.
I make a motion for 315. No second.
No, what, I don't understand what you're saying, you don't know how much work that would be for them.
If I would buy both of them now and then have Wilmot come and reimburse Debbie
So
now.
you didn't ask.
I don't have Wilmot's approval to buy the second camera.
Gotcha.
So I just wanna get that one now, just so we can get it in here.
Who's gonna be wearing this? The officer that's on duty then?
We've got 2 other ones, we'll have the officer on duty wearing, the 2 other ones are older, the batteries aren't lasting, but the main officer on duty will have the new one.
Okay.
And then we'll have 2 more backups on station, so we have a second officer out, they'll at least be able to record the first few minutes, so the second officer, if the main officer shows up.
So we'll be okay with just one right now?
One for now, yes, and then
Okay.
the next meeting I'll ask Wilmot to buy one, so.
Okay.
Motion's been made and seconded.
Bennett? Yes. Fair?
Yes.
Hartman?
Yes.
McKinney?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
And Schott.
Yes.
Update on the theft at the Lutheran Church. Their former treasurer, Amanda Fimple, pled guilty to felony bank fraud, and she will be, sentenced on October 9th at noon up in Cleveland Federal Court. So that case is pretty well done. So, partnered with the FBI on that, pretty much will hand the case to them. They have forensic auditors. It surpassed the amount of money that meets their requirements before they'll take a case, as well as being that a lot of it was over the computer online, it crossed state lines, which then also makes it federal. So it was very, very large amount of money, and unfortunate that it happened to a church and seniors, and hopefully they can get a resolution out of it. But it's done. It's finally done and over that she did plead guilty. So, other than that,
Do they give them any chance up there to be rehabilitation, or that all comes once the judge
That
meets
that'll
or
come
not?
with the sentencing. So, glad it's over with. It's an unfortunate thing. I hate to see this happening, especially in our town. And there are a bunch of good people over at that church, and they don't deserve that, so. But it's over with, so we'll wait and see how the sentencing goes, and I'll update you guys then. Other than that, that's all I've got.
Thank you, Chief. Chief Anderson?
I got a few things tonight too. Year to date, we've run 176 calls. 131, the second on engine, the equipment is all in. It's all labeled, Dan's got it ready to go. Plans are tomorrow. We're gonna do some training, which reminds me, we may be flowing some water tomorrow. I don't know that that'll be a problem or not, but we're gonna train, and we're also gonna try to get that equipment on that truck. And hopefully tomorrow night, that truck will be fully back in service and operational. So that's the plan. If we get enough manpower to do both, we're gonna get it. Either way, it'll be in service by the end of the week. I'll make sure that me and Dan will get it, and it'll be in for sure by the end of the week.
I went over and looked at the trucks, and I'll tell you, everything looks great.
We got a lot of nice equipment. I mean, I won't deny that. We're very fortunate for a small town as we are. We got a lot of nice equipment. And like I said, the equipment we have should last us, you know, hopefully for several years before we need to look at buying something else. So hopefully we're in good shape for a little bit. So-
Are we gonna have any trouble getting drugs for the ambulances, once we take somebody to the hospital?
Hope
Because I
not.
was reading in the paper about some,
They have some shortages on some of the drugs. We have not personally run into any problems yet. But I can't swear that it's not gonna happen down the road. I mean, they have had shortages, and we get emails all the time on what they're running short on. Just, number one, luckily, we haven't had anything to push it to have to get it, and we'll see what happens.
I see they come out with a new drug, instead of that thing for people that overdose,
Mm-hmm.
it's a different name. Did you see that in the paper?
No, I didn't read that.
It's a cheaper deal, what do you call that thing? Cheaper than what Narcan is, Narcan or whatever it is.
Well, as of right now, the hospitals give us the Narcan for free, so I do know they were running short on some of it. I don't know if maybe that'll change in the future. Right now, we're fully supplied with everything we need, and I mean, like I said, we're in good shape, especially drug-wise, so I mean, like I said, the squads are both in good shape. I'm still working with Debbie on them windshields. We got 3 trucks over there that need the windshields worked on. 2 of them, I just talked to her tonight, they'll probably have to replace, just because the one started to crack and the other one started decent. So, what I'm working with her, we're gonna try to get that as quick as we can. I know she's been busy with everything with the workers' comp and
So
stuff.
the next time on the windshields, don't leave them go too long, because they do have a way to fix certain cracks that they don't have to replace.
Well, and that's, like I said, the Rescue's windshield, it's had that chip in it since John was chief. I'm just trying to save us a service call if we're having a glass company come down. You know, if it's not gonna save us money, and I even told her tonight, we could possibly let it go, cause it is down at the bottom, and it hasn't sprayed. I mean, it's staying pretty intact, so. But that is something we're working on.
Okay.
One issue I do have with the truck, Brush 139 went in, got serviced. Ziegler looked at it, we told you it was stalling out on us. Ziegler couldn't find much wrong with it. They cleaned the fuel injectors and did what they could. We brought it back hoping everything was okay. Unfortunately, it's stalling on us again. Dan's got a few things he's gonna check, but that may be a PO coming again out of Deb, because, I mean, it's not doing us no good if we're taking it out the door and it's shutting us off on us. It's just not. So we're gonna look at it here hopefully in the next day or two. If it's something we can change in-house and get it running good, we'll do it, save us some money. If not, I'll get a hold of Debbie and we'll go from there. The other thing I got that I need you to vote on tonight, Taras Pakula resigned from the fire department. We've read it for 3 months over at the association. We've accepted his resignation. I've handed it to Debbie. She has it if she wants to read it, or however you guys want to do, but I need a motion to accept his resignation.
I make a motion, we accept his resignation.
I would like to have to read that.
Do you have a copy of it with you?
I don't, the copy I had was given to you, I'm sorry. Sorry, I didn't mean that, I could have held on.
We just put him back on about a year or so ago, didn't we?
We did, yeah.
Does he live in town?
He lives right beside the station.
there.
Okay.
It was made out to the Beach City Fire and Rescue, Beach City Firemen's Association. It says to the officers and members, it is with regret that I tender my resignation from the Beach City Fire and Rescue and the Beach City Firemen's Association effective immediately. I am grateful for having the opportunity to serve this community for the past 14 years, and I offer my best wishes for its continued success. Sincerely, Taras Pakula.
You
I make a motion, we accept his resignation.
Second?
Bennett? Yes. Thayer?
Yes.
Hartman?
Yes.
McKinney?
Yes.
Bailey?
Yes.
And Schatz?
Yes.
The only other thing I got, guys, is I was talking to Chief Calusi the other day. I don't have confirmation, for sure, but one of their members runs with Perry Fire. Vera had come to Perry Fire Department. She told Perry, Chief Martin, that the 1199As were coming in for a regional FEMA grant, which means 99% sure that grant is gonna be awarded to us, which will give us the remainder of our Marks radios. That was $130-some thousand grant for the Boynton Beach City. We'll be responsible for 5% of that if it does go through. But we will be more than set with radios. We will have a mobile in each truck, a repeater in each truck, and enough portables for every member over there. So we will be in awesome shape, and it'll be at pennies on the dollar compared to what we would have had to pay out of pocket. So between the Marshall grant and this regional grant that I'm certain is probably going through, we'll be good to go. So,
Are them all Motorola radios, by the way?
yes, they're all
So we're
Motorola's.
hoping it's gonna last 50 years then.
They're telling us at least 30, so we'll see. I mean, with communication equipment, God only knows, but they're saying a 30-year platform. So hopefully it lasts the rest of my lifetime in that department and everybody here, so, yeah, hopefully this is it. But like I said, this will get us everything we need, and it's gonna be a little bit of money, that 5%, but it's pennies on the dollar to what we would have paid to get it, so. And that's all I got.
All right, thank you, Chief. Mr. Lambert is not here tonight, as you can see. I did communicate with him some today. He said he's feeling pretty good. So let's keep him in thoughts and prayers. Do you have anything? Did he give you anything, Deb?
No.
Do you have anything tonight, Steve?
Yes, I have three things. The first is with regard to the small cell wireless ordinance. That was, obviously I didn't draft a 52-page ordinance. So that was drafted, it's verbatim from the Ohio Municipal League, that's what they proposed. So it's just, I think I made all the necessary changes to call it a village. The definition throughout is city, so rather than go through and hope that I have city and turn it into village, I just redefined city as the village of Beach City. So if that throws you, it's not that I don't understand whether this is a city or village. But that's draft verbatim from what was proposed, so I think they probably know better than I do about what's needed in it. I did get a call from an attorney asking for an update on that, and said nothing had really changed. That was Friday afternoon. So I just wanted to provide some background on that. Another thing that I was to look into was going through the land bank to acquire those parcels, 212 North Church Street. And I did do that. I spoke with regional planning, and the question that council had for me at last meeting was, as I said, we would have to pay the costs back, the actual cost that the land bank incurs at the end of the process, and that was estimated to be $1,000. With two lots, would it be two sets of costs or one, was the question. And I asked, and they told me that if it's the same owner, then they can put two lots in one complaint. If it's different owners, they would have to do two complaints, two costs. I believe it's the same owner. I didn't check that today. So in that case, they would be able to do one complaint, one set of costs. And it was estimated at $1,000. So there is an application process to commence all of that, but I wanted to advise council as to that. And the third thing is Richard Shetler called me today, and I guess he has a position with First Lutheran. I don't recall what his position is. And I guess the church was wanting to vacate an alley and combine parcels. Our conversation was pretty brief and concluded. I said, listen, if you want, I don't make decisions, and I can't tell you how council would do it. If you have this, come in, make a presentation, and get some feedback. And he said he didn't feel it'd be worth it. So I directed him to Stark County Regional Planning, because I think they may be, not to vacate the road, but to give him a variance on whatever the lot structure is he's trying to do.
We voted last meeting to not vacate.
To not
Was that the same one?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if it was the church or not.
They're
No,
trying
that's-
their best to Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
that's the
And-
same one.
And I told him that there was that discussion at the last meeting, but I thought it was a resident, like not.
Well, the church owned the house.
The residents beside it.
And they rented
Oh,
out.
the alleys
some
in
of it.
between there.
Okay. Oh, okay, well, it would have been,
He would have told you that, yes.
so yeah, I didn't realize that was the exact same one, or I would have told him they voted on it. but-
Yeah.
Yeah, he knew that. Yeah.
Oh, okay, well,
And I can tell you that the landowner was in there very disappointed that this was going on. They didn't, which I would assume they were interested in having it vacated, they didn't care because they've known for years the people couldn't use that park there.
Yeah, they
So they're disappointed at the time it's taking this land transaction to go through because of all this digging for this vacation of the alley, which we're not going
It's
to do.
never been an issue.
well, it's never been an issue, and as I understood from what he was saying, it's, they need it vacated or they need a variance, because what they're trying to do is prohibited by the Regional Planning Commission's rules for lots, and how you subdivide and how you join parcels. So because it's a violation, they have to get additional property, so then they come and say, let's vacate it, then we'll have enough acreage so that we can fall into the rule.
And they're going under Stark County laws, correct?
They're going into
Not
Stark
ours.
County, yeah.
And Stark County has nothing to do with the municipality inside each city.
Okay, well, then
Say-
regional planning will, I suppose, tell them that, but,
They need to sell one lot and two lots, and in between's an alley, but they want it all combined.
okay.
Matter of fact, if they keep on going, we'll take out the building that's sitting on the alley right now that ain't supposed to be there.
Yeah,
There's a steel building sitting on our alley.
and I told him the conversation that took place last meeting about the village doesn't generally vacate these, because one, you never know if you might need it, and two, you're gonna end up every meeting with people wanting to vacate, and if you ever say no, it's always gonna be, well, you said yes here, now you say, so it becomes a mess, but, so in any event, I asked that he come in and make a presentation, but he said he didn't think it'd be worthwhile. so-
Yeah, because
you already voted on it.
Yeah.
That was the letter that they told me that they wanted me to do. They wanted me to direct a letter to the gentleman who was doing the survey. The man who was doing the survey did not contact me. Members of the church contacted me. I wasn't changing how I do my job to suit what they wanted.
Right.
I'm doing it the way I'm supposed to do it, so.
Okay, well, yeah, I'm glad we had that conversation, that clears it up. Why it wouldn't have been worthwhile without that.
They were trying to sneak in the back door.
Yeah, right, so.
And we've never said nothing about the steel building being on our alley.
No.
Because we just never had no trouble. It can't be a permanent thing, that's all.
Right,
Not that we allow them, they didn't ask us permission to do it, they stuck it there.
okay,
But it didn't hurt anything, so we didn't say it.
That's right.
okay, well, yeah, I just wanted everybody to be aware, and,
I can't believe you called you.
that's all I have, thank you.
Thank you, Steve. I didn't have a whole lot tonight. Don't forget, the village garage sales are coming up. Week of the 24th through the 26th, the 5Ks on September 15th at the park. School's back in session.
Keep running this year?
Did it-
School started.
Am I running into, they don't have enough oxygen in them ambulances for me to run.
Let me
I
ask
go
you-
over, but I just walk around.
Let me ask you something. The thing up at the park that they took out of the hole, I hear it's down at our garage. Is there something being repaired or something?
Franny, I found that. It's inside the,
It's inside the new thing that the kid built. The
Oh,
dinosaur
okay.
thing, they moved it in, I seen it the other day. I didn't know they was doing that, but it's in there,
Okay.
or it was the other day anyway.
And actually, they should have never done that without getting permission.
That's right, because I stepped in the hole.
Because they just come in and they cut it off and took it out without telling anybody.
Do we even know who did it?
Yes.
Okay.
Took a while, but yes.
What thing is missing?
Yeah,
You remember that little digger
It's like
thing
a
that the
digger
kids
or
would
grader.
sit on?
Some kind of a-
Gotcha.
Yeah.
My
Yeah.
great grandson loved that.
Was
Yeah,
it, was
it's
it
still
one of our
there.
employees
It's-
that cut it out?
No.
How did they do it without permission then?
They just did it.
They just walked up and took care of it.
Somebody had to take care of it.
Who gave,
So
Did
some.
somebody
somebody
give them
see-
authorization to do it? I don't know.
No one gave them permission, they just did it.
Well, then there should be some follow-up on that.
Okay, then when you're ready, someone see me, and I'll tell you who did it. And I'll tell you
Well,
How about you
right
take
here
it?
should be taken care of.
What would council like done with it?
I mean, they took it and to take it to have it repaired, to fix, to move it, but they thought the CIC was going to tell us, and the CIC didn't tell us, and they didn't tell us, so therefore, we didn't know. We were all asking questions, why and where did it go?
Well, I think the mayor ought to
CIC
get involved
did
in
it.
that too.
Was involved with it.
At least know who it is. And he can work with the police chief.
Well, it's nothing that, it's not a police matter. It's a matter of they should have said something to us and they didn't.
I thought somebody, I didn't know CIC was involved.
Yeah, I didn't either until, well, I just seen it the other day and I thought, okay, well, nobody stole it, but it is
It
moved.
came back.
And then I thought, okay, well, I don't remember, but I thought maybe it came up while I was gone.
It got taken out, some repairs done on it, fixed up. Did it get painted? I don't know.
But it ended up at our city building, the way I heard.
It could have, I don't know. I don't know what you heard. I'm the last to hear anything. It takes a while to get to my office.
Maybe,
Where did you find it at to begin with?
In the
Sir?
fenced-in area?
Huh?
In the fenced-in area at the park? Where the
So
dinosaur.
you didn't know where it was at being repaired?
Oh, I had no clue. All I knew was when you told me you fell in the hole there, or about fell in the hole, I walked over and I said, yep, it's gone. And that was all the further I knew about it. And then a couple weeks ago, I saw it back inside the little dinosaur thing. I thought I missed it, and I'm like, oh, there it is. So I had.
maybe you should request that the CIC have somebody attend council meetings so you know what's going on.
That's what they used to do.
I know Ms. Bev used to attend.
Do you want me to get the information off of Deb and contact this person and just tell them they should have contacted us? I mean, there's really nothing we can do. It's already moved.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it's not good if someone stepped in a hole. I mean, what if a
Oh, well, yeah,
president would
yeah.
and.
We should know when they're being moved. How's that, Mayor? Then I won't step in the hole after dark.
Because I mean, the young man
You know,
came here and
it's
asked for
a
permission to
park.
do the project.
That's
But
right.
nothing was ever
Checking
mentioned
on
about
stuff.
that particular piece.
That's what you got the police for.
Okay, I'll get with Deb and then I'll reach out to the people and say that in the future, if anything, you know,
That was not
Come-
listed
come
as part
here.
of the project.
It's nice that they repaired it, whatever it was then.
It is.
I like that.
I wish they would have contacted somebody though, to, you know, let us know what was going on, cause we didn't, we talked about it several times, we didn't know. So, alright, I'll take care of that. Anybody got anything else that, we need to discuss this evening? Okay.
Deb sent, I think it was through the windmill on John Wayne Path
Mm,
and
yes.
public power certificate. And I just want to bring it up and really thank him for doing that, his condition and everything, really whatsoever on that. And I also want to say that he is one of 164 that has that certificate.
That's cool. I thought it was too, yes. I was glad Deb seen that and then brought it to our attention.
Was it OML or AM?
It could be.
I think it was Ann. Yeah, Donnie's he's been a great asset to us since he's been back. I think you guys made a very wise decision.
Well, they sucked the other thing out of him the other day and he was right back home in, what, a day and a half?
Yeah, he said today he said he was feeling good, so he's just gotta get strength built back up here. I think he'll be all right.
Another thing I had is from AMPA, it was on that small cell thing. And Pennsylvania, was doing, legislation on that. And they said that, there would be, a total of 300,000 of those small cells.
Oh, wow. That's a lot.
So, I thought that was nice. Another thing was, the budget surplus, that came through, yeah,
Yeah.
and, so anyhow, I took the liberty to, copy off the resolution. Did everybody read that? It was about, Kasich has $147 million in funds.
Is that rainy day fund or whatever they
Yes.
call it, yeah?
And, this is a resolution for, the council to get into. And, requested that money would be divided amongst all communities.
How much did you say he had?
147 million.
No, it's,
Billion.
it's more than that. I think it's billion.
Million.
Yeah,
Million.
yeah. He just stuck $650 million into the same fund.
Okay.
I keep
Whatever.
track pretty good of that one.
This is a resolution that, they suggested we use, and this was a letter, to the governor, that the council could apply. So I thought I would give them to him.
Okay.
For you guys, or whoever.
Is that letter to where we ask for more funds to be released? Is that what it is, Hazel?
Yeah.
Back to the.
To share some of that back.
Yeah.
Give back the money they took.
Well, we figured we lost, what, $50,000 or something
I
like
think it
that.
was 65, if I remember right.
Well, they do have legislation down the state also that they're gonna, I told you last meeting that you're gonna, legislation, give back the percentage that they took away when the just came in. Because the rainy day fund is now built back up, so they have legislation to give back the money to the, municipalities.
Do you have a meeting that you were going to, or is that coming up?
The 22nd, is that one, that's the one over here?
The one we're going to?
No, on the 22nd, on Wednesday, there was a
That, job thing?
Oh, that jobs thing, when I called up there and had that, teleconference with them up there at, Stark County Community Action Agency, spoke to the people that put on the presentation that Hazel and I had attended. They said that they would be glad to come down, so they said, yes, we will do it. Then, a week or so late after that meeting that I told you that here, and you gave me permission to buy water and coffee for that meeting, they sent me an email saying that they had to wait for their CEO to give his approval for it. CEO never got approval, I never put it in the paper, because I was waiting on their saying they would be here.
So we don't have it. We
We're
don't.
not having it the 22nd. It wasn't published. So I will have that because I think the residents of the village could profit from it greatly if they listened to what they had to present to them from up there about going to them classes and getting a better job. So I think a lot of village residents could profit from it. But I am still looking into it. I wanna have it here. And as soon as
The
I
ball's
get,
kind of in their court now.
I've left it in their court. I've done my part. Just gotta wait for them.
Where's my cake for my birthday on Sunday?
I didn't know it was your birthday. I'm surprised CNN didn't have that.
Oh, yeah, how old are you?
78.
Geez, we get a cake with that many candles, we're gonna have Bill, Dan, Jeff, all of them gonna have to do
Good
it.
Yeah,
thing-
they're gonna
good thing we
stand
got
out
both
there
them engines
with
in,
the
so-
fire hose on the ready.
We'll get that new roof after all.
I have one more.
Okay.
This is from, the, Stark County, and Tuscaloosa County Joint Waste Management. And, it was, we were supposed to have some kind of resolution on that. And this is another one we might want to work on, but, it almost has to be done tonight because, let's see what it says. Sample of the resolution and, I have two papers already where, Yurtsville and Lawrence Township has passed that. And if, the township, the villages doesn't vote on this and it doesn't get passed, the planning commission put this plan together for the, joint waste management thing, the rules that they have to follow. But if the villages or whatever doesn't pass it, then they will take it and dump it back into EPA, and the EPA is going to regulate it. So, but
Is
it's,
that for recyclables, Hazel?
yes,
Okay.
this is recycling.
That's the one where one was like 544 pages and one was
Yeah.
300. Yeah.
And, so anyhow, it has, action required to, as an elected officer, your community benefits from the recycling program underlined in the Stark Tuscarawas Wayne Solid Waste Management District Plan. In order to continue with the existing program, the legislative authorities of each municipality, corporation, or township in the district must review and approve or disapprove the 2019 draft solid waste management plan. So, this is what they're wanting us to do.
So,
And
is
I
it just
think
something that we
So to-
sign?
So to keep it like it is, we have to make a resolution to keep what we have now.
It sounds like that they put this plan together. Should let Bailey do this.
It's,
He's in
no, I know
waste
what it
management.
is. It's over in Bolivar.
Yeah, they got it over from Bolivar.
And what we got right now, people, in the city of Navarre, because they're trying to get one garbage man for the thing, they're telling them, if you do it this way and do recyclables, we'll end up giving you $10,000 a year if you do it right. I'd rather see the lawyer look at all this before we ever pass anything.
It says each community in Stark and Tuscarawas and Wayne County will be asked to approve the solid waste plan in 2018. The process requires each community to review a copy of the plan, act on the plan within 90 days from July to October 20th, submit a copy of the resolution or legislation to the district. Failure to act on the plan is considered by the state of Ohio to be a negative vote.
So from July to October 20th.
Yeah, but the date they had on, September 4th, I think.
Cause didn't I print this for
Yeah.
everybody and pass this out?
Yeah.
Yeah, I passed this
Oh,
out.
not the 500.
No,
No.
I know.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes,
There's a,
and I put it in your hands to decide what you're gonna do.
there's a date on that, I think, September the 4th, that is the
On this?
deadline you vote on. And after that, they won't consider your vote.
There's no date on this one.
That's the resolution
No,
itself.
that's the resolution.
Just looking here, I see, this is Navarre, they passed it,
Yeah,
2018.
and, Lawrence Township and your city council says they approve the resolution to apply for grant funding for this one. Pass the resolution approving the Stark Tuscarawas Wayne Joint Waste, Solid Waste Management District.
They tried that up in Chicago and they finally did away with it. Said it wasn't possible to do it all.
But if
I
they
mean,
done it
they
in on
really-
EPA,
They
we'll be in
really
big
got
trouble.
that. They didn't care.
So that's probably something we can pass at the next meeting?
Okay, I don't think we,
Anybody got the original one Deb gave us back?
That's what I'm looking.
It has to be voted on by the 4th, the next meeting is on the 4th. We just made
I think
another
that's a
one.
deadline. That- I didn't bring all, I didn't copy off all of it, so.
We just give it a number and fill it out now?
Yeah, council's comfortable with it.
It says the draft plan is also available for review.
What you have to watch is whether they force you into something and you're gonna pay for it down the line, and they ain't telling you everything. But you ain't gonna find it out until after you pass the stuff.
I swear it. Looks like something's already done. Something done. Because if you vote no on it even, and it doesn't pass through whatever you're doing, because it's through that,
Is it, do you know if it's like village by village, or is it like a vote across the entire state. I haven't looked into it.
This looks like it's village by village, I mean, because it's asking for which village is voting, and,
Is it,
because you got like city, village, or township.
It's for Stark, Tusk,
Tusk and Wayne.
Wayne,
Wait,
that's the three,
Yeah.
okay. So it'd be all the communities in those
Three
counties. Because those are the communities that haul and dump at the Bolivar
here's
landfill.
another,
okay.
Yeah.
here's the rest of that. That looks like.
When they started this group over in Wilkes-Barre, they are the leaders of the state. They wanna get ahead of everything else. They was collecting so much money. They finally told them, you're gonna have to quit collecting so much money they was getting from the landfills. I mean, they had millions sitting over there and didn't know how to spend it. So they went out like Fredericksburg and built a new park with tires with some money. That's what they did with this thing. That was all part of this.
That one doesn't mention any date, any cutoff date.
He had.
Who did you send it to when they, does it tell you who to send it
Yeah,
to?
they have it here, we send it to the executive director, David Bell.
David Bell, he's the mayor of.
He's
North
mayor of
Canton.
North Canton.
Yeah. Jack, he's the one that approved our tires.
Oh, this with the tires, yeah.
Yeah.
And if we don't approve it, you'll probably never get no more tires done.
Okay, the district determines that the plan has been ratified when a combination of municipal corporations and townships with a combined population comprising 60% of the district has approved the plan. So it's a vote.
Mhm.
But I was just concerned that it was, you'd have to adopt some framework of rules or something like that. But it sounds like they have that.
That's the 500 and some pages that they
Okay.
send with it, that they, a lot of times we get this one meeting before we have to pass it. It comes in real
Yeah,
fast.
and those are all that stuff.
So we have till September 14th.
So we could do this next meeting.
We could do it next meeting. Here's the resolution. Do you want this or do you want?
Yeah. I mean, I just want to be sure we have, and we look forward to hearing.
Do we wanna have Steve do the resolution on this?
They have, did this come across in a Word, MS Word?
I think it did.
Could you forward it to me? And then I'll just fill in the blanks.
Oh, okay, if not, we can scan it.
Okay.
Send it to you.
Yeah, let's see.
September 14th.
Some gratification period.
Never saw.
Oh, okay, so the gratification
Yeah.
period is July to October 20th. They look forward to hearing us September 14th.
It says approving of discipline claims.
Those at the ratification
Vacation
period.
period, which is October 20th, okay.
So we have at the very least September 14th.
By the time you pass,
But
you're gonna
we
end
won't
up
have-
doing recyclables too.
One meeting for that. And then if this is the ratification period, it's until October 20th.
So we got that, yeah, we can do it, okay. We just have to pass it by emergency.
And I'll try to get an
Why
answer.
looking at me?
Cause you're the one who votes no.
I'll be right with
Do you
you.
know why I vote no?
No, you're entitled to vote no,
Do you know why I vote no?
so that people don't say, well, you just passed it on the first reading. That'd be my guess.
No, the reason I vote no is because the reason we have 3 readings is so that citizens can come in and express their opinion on it before we pass it. If you do an emergency, they don't get that chance.
Right. I wasn't giving you a hard time. You gonna hit me with a gavel now?
Yeah, no. I will hit Franny, cause he's got home remedies.
He's already got a
He
Band-Aid
can
on his
fix
head.
himself.
Anybody got anything else we need to discuss this evening? Thank you, Hazel, for bringing that up. Nobody has anything else? The meeting is adjourned.